Hey, 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 what do you say? It's Jaren Talks Live. Sorry, I was running a couple minutes late. Didn't mean to be behind, but I guess that means I'm just going to have to go for a couple minutes longer. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining. I guess right now, while I'm waiting for people to go down, I'll go on Twitter and I'm just going to remind people come join the party because we're going to have some fun. I've been doing a lot more of these recently, and I gotta say, they're some of the highlights of my week. I love being able to get on here and just answer questions. As long as they're interesting and they're new and they're different, I will never get tired of just answering questions. It's fun. So let me go on here, quote tweet this thing. Come join the party. Help the algorithm. That purged me. We got some people in here. Dimension Scott. Sup, Jaren? I watched your review on Conjuring 3. I'm going to skip this week so I get a haircut before I see anything else. I'll tell you, my friend, I need a haircut. I need one so bad. I need a haircut, my eyebrows trim. I need the whole shebang. It's been a little bit rough, but I've just been busy on that grind. I definitely need to get to my barber soon. Owner Osmond is in here. Hey, just got the notification. Now, I know you said earlier, yo, we're seeing a lot of these recently, and no one can complain, baby. Yeah, living that life. I'm excited about it. Zane Winder, Mr. Stockton in the flesh once again. Hello, hello, my friend. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone is doing well this fine Thursday night. I'm ready to just go for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half or longer. Let's see how the conversation takes us. Drop your questions, whatever things you want to talk about down below. How's your week's been? What are you looking forward to? What movies are you excited to see coming up? As Dimension Scott said, I recently was able to watch The Conjuring 3. That comes out this Friday. Is anybody planning on checking out that video or that movie at all? Let me know. Stranger Boy 101, how's it going? Yo, always fun to see you here, my friend. Ethan Butler, thank you for joining. Thoughts on the Before trilogy? One of the best trilogies ever made. I think last stream we were talking about Criterion releases and some of the stuff that I need to get. And the Before trilogy, I know has a super nice Criterion that I would love to pick up. I don't have any of them in my collection because I just watched them recently. And I guess I'm just sort of hesitant to buy stuff that I haven't seen. So I checked it out first. I'm obsessed with them. Top 10 trilogies ever, in my opinion. So the Criterion is a must eventually. I'm watching Conjuring 3 tomorrow. I hope you enjoy it more than I did, but let me know your thoughts. Make sure to comment on my review or just message me, whatever you want to do. Let me know what you thought about the movie because I'm very curious. Anyone who wants to, just let me know. Might as well get started with the question. So, have you seen any Kurosawa films? If so, which is your favorite? I'm an uncultured swine. I have not seen any Akira Kurosawa films yet. I need to change that. I definitely want to watch Seven Samurai. I've got a whole list. It's the 100 movies I missed. I planned on doing it like a series, but I just couldn't keep up with it. So I still have the list on my phone. Like, here's some of them. Upgrade, The Ocean's Trilogy, Clerks 1 and 2, Mallrats, Reservoir Dogs. Well, no, I've seen that now. I need to take that off the list. I've seen Reservoir Dogs, so that's all good. But Slumdog Millionaire, 12 Angry Men, and then somewhere on this list is Seven Samurai. So I definitely need to watch that. Have you seen Dude, Where's My Car? It's so stupid. It's a good movie. I watched that recently. Dude, it's so, you're right. There's no better way to describe it than it's so stupid, but it's good. It's fun. It's like a more modern version of Bill and Ted, but even dumber in my opinion. I enjoy it. It's good for what it is. It's really, really bad. Like, it's bad, but it's fun. But every time I think of the movie now or watch it, I still think of the story Jake Gyllenhaal told. I think it was one of the Jimmys, either Fallon or Kimmel. He was talking about how he auditioned to play or for Ashton Kutcher's role, and his approach was just not there. Um, it's funny to think that Jake Gyllenhaal almost was in Dude, Where's My Car? I guess because Bubble Boy, stuff like that, he thought maybe he had a chance, but I don't see it, especially now because he's in such an indie area and all that stuff. But it's a good movie. I don't want to rephrase that. I'm gonna just go by exactly what you said. It's a so stupid it's good movie. I can't say it's just good, but it's stupid, and because of that, I think it's fun. What are your favorite movies that start with the letter J? That's a great question. Joker. Um, J, 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 J. J's. Are there like not a lot of movies that start with J? Am I crazy? I'm gonna J movies. I know there's Joker. Justice League Snyder Cut is up there. J movies. Movies that start with the letter Jackie Brown is up there. Um Quite possibly the best movie that starts with a J. Jack and Jill. Jaws, that's a good one. Stranger Boy, thanks for pointing that one out. That's a good one. A lot of JAs, I guess that makes sense. John Wick, that's fine. John Wick 2, preferably. Jingle All the Way, Jumanji. Jurassic Park, how can I forget that? So there's a couple. There's actually... Is there seriously only... There's no way there's only 30 movies that start with a J. So I looked up on IMDb, movies that start with the letter J. It says 30 entries. That's it? Is that all there is? Stranger Boy said Jimmy Neutron. You know what? That's the best answer. That's what I have to go with. It's all good, man. I only watched my first today anyways. Which one did you watch? Let me know. Did you see the trailer for the iCarly revival? Yeah, I guess we can talk about that. Did any of you guys grow up watching that show? And if so, what did you think about the trailer? For me personally, I feel like it's gonna be cringy. I wasn't a fan of the way it looked. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be into it as much. I'm definitely gonna check it out. I still don't know how to get screeners for Paramount Plus. Like, that's just such a new territory that I don't even know how to reach out to anybody. But if I'm able to get screeners for that or something, I might watch it. I still don't have a subscription to it, but maybe that's a thing that'll get me to sign up. iCarly was my childhood, that Victorious, all that stuff. So it's probably gonna be something I'll watch. But for the trailer, I felt like it was just trying too hard. That's what I felt like. It seemed very cringy. It's almost like what happened when Fuller House came on Netflix, but it seems even cringier than that. I don't know. I'm still going to give it a chance, though. What'd you guys think of it, though? Speaking of Seven, have you seen it? Yeah, that's a good movie. That's a really good movie. Heck yeah, the iCarly revival. Did you like it? Did you think it looked good? Nicholas Lloyd is in here. What's up, my friend? Yo, Jaren, have you heard of the TV show Bear in the Big Blue House? Bear in the Big Blue House? No, I have not. What's that about? Let's look this up. Bear in the Big Blue House. Oh, I think I watched this as a kid. Yeah. Okay, this thing looks like a bigger version of Alf or something. You know Alf the Alien? That show? I probably watched it. I think this like green creature with blue hands. Let's see if I can show you guys on camera. So the green creature with blue hands up in the corner on his shoulder. I remember that guy. I don't know too much about it though. I watched High and Low, and it's in my top 2 ever at the moment. Subject to change, of course. High and Low. I haven't heard of that one. But obviously, I mean, I'm a noob when it comes to Kurosawa, so I gotta watch all of his stuff. Top 2 ever at the moment. That's high praise, but it must be good. So I'll definitely need to check that one out. I think the iCarly revival would have been funnier with Jeanette McCurdy, aka Sam. Unfortunately, she quit acting. Yeah. It's still weird to hear that she had like scarring memories of it. She said she's ashamed of her role. I thought that seemed a little bit dramatic, but at the same time, I mean, I heard that there was a lot of drama that went on set of the show, so we don't really know what happens. A lot of that stuff is still under wraps and behind the scenes. I hate that she quit, but if she's found something that makes her happier, that's all you could hope for. But yeah, I definitely feel like, for me personally, she was the best part of the show. She was my favorite, of course, like the Buttersock. I still remember the episode. I thought this was like some juicy stuff. When I saw this episode premiere, they were talking about on the show, Sam pointed out the fact that Freddie had never kissed a girl. And then she felt bad, and she's like, well, guess what? I've never kissed a boy either. And then they kiss each other on the balcony. Something about meatballs, too, in that episode. I don't remember, but I was like, ooh, should I be watching this? I was like, this is some good stuff. Favorite horror movie of the year so far? Definitely A Quiet Place 2. There's still a lot to come in the year, especially with the releases coming out later, like Halloween Kills. Last Night in Soho is probably going to be a horror movie. So there's a lot better to come, but so far it's got to be A Quiet Place 2. Like I said, I just recently watched The Conjuring 3. If you haven't seen my review, I wasn't necessarily a fan of it. It's not that it was bad, but it was disappointing. And I feel like that can almost be worse. I don't know. Just with the bar that the other two has set, it just didn't meet it. Have you heard of Sunset Boulevard? The place or the movie? Actually, yes to both. That's a pretty decent movie. And the place isn't bad either. I mean, like you said, it looks a little cringy, but seeing Miranda Cosgrove, Jerry Trainer, and Nathan Kress back is cool, I guess. Nathan Kress, dude. It's cool to see him back. I couldn't tell if he was like wearing a wig or something, or if his hair is just like that. Am I the only one? I don't know. It just seems sort of off to me, but oh well. It'll be fun to see sort of his chemistry, his back and forth with Jerry Trainer. I feel like they've always had a good dynamic. Did your summer vacation start already? Yep, graduated, done with school. I still have to work a full-time job, so it's different than past years to where like every day was just free time. But the grind doesn't stop. I'm finding every source of free time I can to post content and just make the most of it. But yeah, what about you? I think you're in the U.S., right? Yeah. I'm guessing yours has started as well, or is it in a couple of weeks? How's it going? Joey's movie blog. What's up, Joey? Hello. Thank you for joining. Favorite comedic performance? Ooh. Favorite comedic performance. That's good. That's a good question. It might be. Okay, so I have a couple. Ben Stiller and all of Tropic Thunder, I think, is up there. I would also say Steve Martin in The Jerk. Jim Carrey and Ace Ventura, and yeah, I'll go with that. Those are my top three. That's a very hard question to answer. Bear in the Big Blue House I was watching as a child too. Never forget the opening moment, like, hey, what's that smell? Sniffling his nose on the screen. Oh, really? Okay, yeah, see, I don't remember any of that. I guess I just blocked out that part of my childhood, but I recognize them from the pictures. Oh yeah, I did. Did I ever thank you for the screen poster I got from the Yeah, you sent me that on Instagram. And of course, I'm so happy you were able to get that. I'm glad you won. I hope it looks good on the wall. That's pretty good decoration. That's my favorite thing to put up a new movie poster. It just looks so cool, especially when it's a movie you really, really love. I know you're a big fan of Scream, so I'm glad you're able to win that. I need to contact with them, get some more giveaways going. I just got to have content and sort of a plan to focus around it, and we have to work out some more promotional details, and then there will definitely be more giveaways like that coming soon. Owner says, favorite horror movie ever? This bad boy right here. It's backwards. The Shining here. I'll give you the better cover. This is the better cover. I'm not a fan of this slipcover. It's just sort of boring. The Shining is my favorite horror movie of all time. It's gone back between this and Halloween 1978, which Halloween 1978 is pretty much neck and neck with The Shining, but I love the way that this film builds atmosphere, tension. It's so unnerving, and you just... every time I watch it, there's something new that I uncover about it that I didn't notice before. It's layered with details and innuendos and hidden meanings, and it's very dark and disturbing, and I feel like it does all the things that a horror movie should, but it's also just beautifully made. Stanley Kubrick knocked it out of the park. So definitely The Shining. Whiplash or Boyhood? Whiplash, for sure. That's in my top three. Scream or Halloween? Halloween. But Scream is close. I love Scream. Jerry Trainer looks the same. Yeah, he does. That dude has not aged one day. Do you like ambiguous endings? I love the ending to Nightcrawler. It was ambiguous but still emotionally satisfying. I'm glad that you mentioned Nightcrawler. That's my second, if not my favorite movie of all time. It's fighting right now. Um, I love ambiguous endings most of the time. Sometimes I feel like it's not necessarily at all, and you could easily just end the story perfectly by capping it off, just giving us a few extra details. But yeah, like you said, Nightcrawler, how he starts video production news, and his team just sort of splits, and you don't know what happens in the future there, if he gets convicted of anything, how much more evil does Lou Bloom get? You don't know, but it's also like you don't have to know. It's cool because in that way you sort of are able to interpret and make up your own ending in your own head, and nobody can agree or disagree with you because, or say you're wrong because nobody knows. That's cool. So yeah, I like it most of the time. Okay, I've always wanted to know. This is a very important question. It's hitting very close to home. Why do you always wear the hat? Okay, so you see, I don't know. There's no, okay, to be honest, there's no real deep answer as to why I always wear the hat. Somebody gave it, my brother and sister-in-law gave it to me for, actually, if you've been around on my channel for long enough, you'll know that I've had a couple different incarnations of the hat, but pretty similar. My brother and sister-in-law gave it to me for Christmas, and I wore it, and I've always been fascinated with hats. In fact, eventually I'll give a room tour of where I film and watch movies. There's an entire rack in my room filled with hats top to bottom. I collect them, but this is the only one I ever wear. Just because for some reason this brand, it's Peach State Pride, which is a company out of Georgia. It just fits better on my head, and it's more comfortable than any other hat I've worn before. So it was just a thing to where I got used to it, and I like the feeling of having a hat. So I just wake up every day, I throw it on. And it's cool, though, because people started recognizing me and calling me out as that guy with the hat. It's like my brand chose me. I didn't choose my brand, and that's the most natural way you can do it. So it's sort of a win-win. Yeah, I just wear it because it's comfortable to me. I don't know. And I think early on it was probably a thing to where my hair was long. I didn't feel like getting it or styling my hair. So I was just like, I'll throw a hat on top. And I just got used to it. So nothing too deep. But there you go. Have you seen any movies with the actor Steve McQueen? Not the director, by the way. Yeah, what's it called? I'm blanking. Steve McQueen. The Great Escape. Yes. Is that him? That's got to be him, right? Or am I tripping? Steve McQueen, that's The Great Escape. Yes, okay. I'm not wrong. I thought, okay. Yeah, I've seen that in Papillon. He's a really good actor. He's got some great movies. I like his style. Um, so yeah. I get off school in 1.5 weeks, and yes, I'm in the U.S. I thought so, and that's cool. That's not too far away. Do you have testing and all that stuff? I know that's always like the worst. That's my least favorite part of the entire year is the testing at the very end. But at the same time, it's like super satisfying when it's over. Um, I saw A Quiet Place 2 on Sunday and was blown away. Same. I watched it again on Sunday with my mom. However, I will say that the theater experience was one of the worst I've ever had. The screen was dim and the audio was just barely on. So I walked out and my mom was like, that's not all you made it out to be. And I'm like, no, this is a movie relying on the theater experience. So when it's crappy like that, you're not going to enjoy the movie, especially when you miss key dialogue because the speakers aren't on. It was terrible. But the movie itself, yeah, it's great. My favorite comedic performance is without a doubt Jeff Bridges in Big Lebowski, mainly because he's extremely funny without trying to be. Jeff Bridges has always been that guy who's just sort of just naturally funny. I think that's the best humor is natural humor. Do you know that Freddie the drummer from School of Rock passed away last week at 31? Yeah, I heard that. We were talking about, it's funny enough, we were talking about iCarly earlier, and the reason I found out is because Miranda Cosgrove, I follow her on Instagram, and she posted something about it, just sort of like saying goodbye, and I was like, crap, that's way too soon. I hate when you see that. It's just really weird, especially I watched that movie for the first time I think last year, and he was one of the best parts of it. So it's weird to know that the guy was so young, had so much of a life ahead of him, and it just ended that quick. Cherish every moment. Mine would be Ryan Gosling and the Nice Guys. That's a really good one. RDJ in Tropic Thunder and Lily Tomlin in 9 to 5. Those are all really, really good. I don't remember Lily Tomlin in 9 to 5, though. It's been a while since I've seen that movie, so I need to refresh myself. Go back and rewatch that one. I love the song, love the movie. I remember actually really enjoying it the first time I saw it. Have you heard of the movie Primal Fear with Richard Gere and Edward Norton? I have heard of it, but I have not seen it. Hot take, I've always disliked The Shining. The acting is just kind of weird. Wow, I hate to hear that. But that's funny because I heard like stories of when the movie first came out. It was not taken very well. I'm pretty sure it was critically hated. I think, if I'm not wrong, Jack Nicholson was nominated for a Razzie Award, which is like the worst awards. It's like the Oscars, but for bad movies and bad performances. So he was nominated for a Razzie Award because they thought his performance was laughable and they couldn't take him seriously. I don't understand it whatsoever. I don't see how I could ever laugh at that performance, but I mean, to each their own. I respect it for sure. Have you seen any of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies? I've seen the first one, and I saw the remake with Jessica Biel. I plan on watching like all the sequels and the all the reboots that there are that I haven't seen before the new one that's supposed to come out this year. Are you guys excited for that new movie? I think it might surprise us. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I think it might win some people over, but who knows? Have you done a Blu-ray collection video? If not, you should. So I have about a year or two ago. It's not very good. It's a terrible video, terrible quality. I think I went back and rewatched it recently, and when I got to the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Blu-ray, I just chucked it across my room because at the time I was afraid to admit that I really liked the movie. So when this video comes out, when I do a new one, I've contemplated doing it this month. In fact, mark my words, I'll stand by this. This month, at some point, you will get a collection video. I want to buy a couple more movies that are essential and that I'm sort of embarrassed I don't have yet, including my favorite movie. And then I'm going to do that video. So stay tuned for that. I've gotten a lot more since the last one. My quality's gotten a bit better, so hopefully the video won't be as cringy, and I'll just have more movies to talk about. Shazam is getting a brand new suit for a sequel. What do you think? Have you seen the pictures? Yes, I have seen the pictures. Let me pull it up for anybody who hasn't seen it. Because it's absolutely outstanding. It's beautiful. It's very subtle, the changes, but at the same time, sorry, they work very, very well. Here, let me find it. It couldn't have been that long ago. Let's go. Speaking of that, you said that 35 seconds ago. First look at Shazam's new suit in Shazam Fury of the Gods. You know what? I can just pull it up on here, and I can bring it into the stream. Shazam new suit. Images. I think just Jared posted it. Yep. Let's get a better one. Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go. Let's share my screen because I want everyone to see this just so we know what we're talking about here. Chrome tab, Shazam new suit, share. Okay. So there it is. This thing, it looks like it's not a ton of changes, but it seems like they've cut a bunch of the bulkiness off. The emblem looks just a little bit smaller, but it's more slick. Just the texture of the suit seems a little bit more detailed, but they also lost the cape. Overall, it just doesn't seem as cartoony. It seems way more detailed, and it just makes me curious to see the context of the movie and how it's going to play in and how he's going to get the suit, like when they're going to incorporate the change. But I enjoy it. I really like it. I think it looks cool. Yeah. Thank you, Dimension, for pointing that out. You're just sort of running the news show here. If you guys want me to talk about any sort of news topics, just, you know what, tell me, and we'll talk about them. Ethan Butler says, what other PTA movies have you seen outside of TWBB? There Will Be Blood. Okay, I don't know, I was blinking there. Punch Drunk Love, and then there's another one I've seen. Here, let me make sure. He's not necessarily one of my favorite directors, so I often don't go back to watch his movies. So I've seen The Master, which is actually good. Punch Drunk Love. I've seen Boogie Nights, not a fan. Phantom Thread, not a fan. Magnolia, not a fan. So yeah, those are the ones I've seen. Prisoners also has a great ambiguous ending. Yes, it does. That's a great example of that. See, they work. Most of the time they do work. There's not many occurrences, I don't think, to where they're just like terrible or offensive. What would be your favorite year for cinema? Like a year you think has the best movies? I honestly think 2019 could be a contender for that, just because there were so many. 2018 is also good. What's the year that Shawshank and Forrest Gump came out? Shawshank Redemption came out in 1994. That could be another contender. Yeah. There's a lot of years. Honestly, I think recently, like 2018, 2019, they are some of the most stacked years we've ever had. So they're up there for sure. Let's see the hair, Jaren. We want to know what you're hiding. Never. Bagels, toast, or muffins? I'm a bagel guy. Give me some cream cheese, blueberry cream cheese on top of a toasted bagel. That's good eats right there. Jack and Jill, the greatest film of all time. Definitely snubbed for Best Picture. LOL. Oh, absolutely. Whatever movie that won that year, not deserving at all. I have one project and 2 more tests. You still have projects with the week left of school. Man, I feel for you. That sucks. But you'll get through it. I have faith. Are you hoping for an exploration on Superman's cameo at the end of the Shazam, the sequel? I wouldn't look forward to that, and I wouldn't put much hope in that happening, just because obviously all the drama with Henry Cavill, them not wanting to bring him back. Now they're getting a new incarnation of Superman who is going to be black, so it just wouldn't fit. It just wouldn't really mesh well. I think that was more so of like just a fan-pleasing cameo. It didn't really mean anything. You shouldn't need Audi for audio for A Quiet Place. LOL, just kidding. Yeah, I mean, I will say that the second one does have just a little bit of dialogue, but with that second screening I went to see, you wouldn't be able to tell because there was no sound. I don't know how nobody... I actually got up and complained. I was like, can you turn this up? I know it's a quiet movie, but I still can't hear what they are saying. Oh, yeah, sure, yeah, we'll turn it up. That never happened. Have you seen the Mel Gibson film Ransom? I have not. I haven't seen a lot of his stuff. A Quiet Place 2 needs audio? This is false marketing. I know, right? I wish they would have told me beforehand. I was so tense. I felt like I couldn't chew any of my popcorn, and then they start just yapping, and I'm like, shut up. We're in a movie. Oh, wait. You're in the movie. School of Rock is one of my favorite comedies. Hey, that's a good one. I love that movie. It's really good. Stick it to the man, it is. Why did I say it is? It's itis. Jacob Anders is in here. Have you watched Love, Death, and Robots yet? Not yet, Jacob. I'm so sorry. I've been watching new stuff, and I'm gonna watch Harry Potter soon. I just gotta make time for it. Maybe when I'm going to bed tonight. I don't know if that's the kind of thing I would fall asleep to, or if I need to watch when I'm about to go to sleep, but I'll find time just for you, Jacob. When John Carpenter's The Thing came out, people didn't like it, but now they cherish it. Yeah, it's just some of those things just need time to resonate and just you have to test the staying power of it. I think that's something that's very effective with movies like that, is its staying power and how much more effective it becomes over the years. Um, so yeah, it's something that's happened like that. The Shining. There's plenty of movies like that. Favorite character, scene, and song from The Wizard of Oz. Okay, so I've always liked the Cowardly Lion. Maybe that's a weird choice, but even though he says he can't, I feel like he overcomes a lot of his fears. Um, Scene, I don't know about a scene or a song really. I've never been the biggest fan. I guess I would say when the Wicked Witch gets crushed. Is that boring? Kind of. Uh, Follow the Yellow Brick Road. Maybe that's my favorite song. Is that boring? Kind of. Have you guys heard the conspiracy? Like, I watched a couple videos recently of like when they're filming the movie, they were talking about like one of the Munchkins got so mad he tried to harm himself in the background. If you watch the movie, when they're walking down the Yellow Brick Road, you sort of see something swinging and swaying in the shadows. It looks like a munchkin. I don't want to get into details. I don't want to get demonetized or taken off, but um, it was kind of disturbing. I don't know if it's true or not. Some people said it was just props or like a bird, but if you've seen it, it's like you can't unsee it. I've heard bad things about early screenings of the new TCM. TCM. What is TCM? You might have to clarify. Oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Duh. Okay. Uh, I am slow today. I am having a hard time processing things. Um, yeah, I think they had to like go back and reshoot quite a bit, didn't they? Or like there was some production troubles. Um, or did the director like walk off? Something happened, I know, but I still have faith. You gotta keep the faith. I just didn't care for Shelley Duvall's acting. I thought Nicholson was good. See, that's crazy too because a lot of Shelley Duvall's acting was not acting. If you know any of the backstory behind that film, Stanley Kubrick pestered her and did a lot of stuff to torment her off of like the actual scenes and behind the scenes to get her in the mood and in the mindset to act out the scenes to where she was actually scared and she was distraught and in a lot of stress. And those tears were real a lot of the times because she was getting sort of smacked around pretty much just to get put in that state. Stanley Kubrick has been known to have sort of a weird process of getting actors in their groove. And that's one of the most bizarre ones for sure. I'm hyped for the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's going to be my first time seeing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the theaters. It'll be my first time seeing one in the theaters as well. Hopefully it's just not a massive disappointment, but at the same time, it's one of those that, I mean, if it's bad, it's bad. What can you do? May had so many good Blu-ray releases. Yeah, and I didn't pick up any of them. I need to get back on it. Let me know if you guys would like to see more Blu-ray hunting vlogs. I don't think I've ever made one of those. Maybe I made one. I think I might have done one for Joker. Let me know if you'd like to see more of those, because I might do more. Just got to have money first. There's got to be something that I want to go out and buy enough. I know Soul is out. Ryan the Last Dragon's out. So maybe Disney movies I need to pick up. I went to Target today to try to get that Total Recall Terminator 2 Steelbook, and they were out at my store. So if I ever get that, I'll buy it. I'll make a video. Speaking of School of Rock, they made a TV show on Netflix. And then you said, speaking of School of Rock, they made a TV show on Nickelodeon. I think it was on Nickelodeon. It might be on Netflix now. But yeah. Oh, about Shazam. I like the new suit. It looks more clean. Yeah, I think it does too. Jacob says the cape will probably be CGI. Yeah, it could be. Unless he just ditches it altogether. I think it'd be cool if he just went without it, to be honest. I prefer the new suit. It looks more polished than the first. Yeah, I agree. Are you nervous about Last Night in Soho? The trailer has zero of Wright's trademark humor. I'm actually not nervous about that. That's actually what sort of makes me excited for it. Also extremely curious. I think we could get humor in the movie, but maybe just more dark humor, more like you have to really search for it, or it's very like minimal. I like the fact that he's trying to do new things and venture into new territory. Uh, After that trailer, it looks trippy, so I hope it's good. Favorite summer movies? There's a lot. I think the first two I have to mention, like you gotta call out. The Sandlot, have to watch that every summer. I've never failed to watch it. Normally, I end up watching it on repeat multiple times, especially like the first couple weeks of the summer. And then Jaws. Like those are the two essentials for me that I have to watch every single year. They just get you in that mood and the atmosphere of them. They're based in the summer, so it makes sense. Those are the two that I absolutely love. Mine are High School Musical too. I know you're a big fan of High School Musical. Kings of Summer and Summer 84. Kings of Summer. I heard that's like a follow-up to something else, right? I think it's a follow-up to something. I hated Phantom Thread when it started, but I actually ended up loving it. It was kind of like a dark and twisted romantic comedy. Romantic comedy. I need to go back and rewatch it through that lens because I didn't ever think of it that way. But that's a good way to look at it, I guess. There's good moments to it. It's not like something I hate. It's just not like a preference for me. Not something I would go back and rewatch. Watch a movie with, make a movie with, and review a movie with Ryan O'Toole, Chris Stuckman, and Colin Williams. Okay, so I'm definitely going to say review a movie with Colin, just because we did do the podcast together. We've done plenty of collabs. I feel like we have a lot of the same taste when it comes to certain movies. There's definitely been a lot of movies that he's recommended to me that I end up watching and loving. So I definitely review a movie with Colin Williams. You might think Stuckman, but I would say make a movie with Stuckman because that's what he wants to do. He's already ventured into that territory. And watch a movie with Ryan O'Toole. Gotta imagine that'd be pretty fun. Especially if it's like a comedy or something. It's gotta be something fun. Also, I'm not too sure how he takes horror movies, but that'd be, if he's like a scaredy cat, that'd be fun to laugh at him. Ryan, if you're in here, don't get mad at me for saying that. I wish Nicolas Cage would have done a Superman movie like he was supposed to. Yeah, that was interesting. I still need to watch the documentary talking about like the making of that and how it got scrapped. But seeing him in that suit, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder what kind of movie it would have been. I think my favorite comedic performance is Leonardo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street, but my favorite comedy is Fight Club, surprisingly classes as a comedy. Huh. I don't know if I would consider Fight Club a comedy, maybe a dark comedy. But I don't know. Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street is great, especially like the scene where he takes all the meds and he's trying to drive the car, and in his mind he's like, and to my surprise, I got home without a scratch. And then you see it come to reality. He's crawling, and they're talking about the police come, and they're like talking about how he messed up all this stuff and like backed into a bunch of crap. And the car is like totally damaged. I thought that was really well done. That was actually something in Scorsese's movie that sort of made me feel like it was a Tarantino movie. Let's see. It was actually proven that it was a tall bird in the background. Okay, so you know about that. I'm glad that it was proven that it wasn't something else. Because that was freaky. Like I said, that's still something I can't unsee. What's your favorite movie trailer? Ooh. Suicide Squad trailer, that was so good. I actually did a video revisiting it. I thought it was so well constructed. Great choice of music. They just shouldn't have got the trailer editors to go in and edit the movie. Because trailers are different than movies. They're supposed to have different appeal. The Batman trailer, I could watch that thing on repeat for days on end. That is so good. Another trailer I think I really liked is, the first trailer for Iron Man. Oh, and the first trailer for Spiderman. Superhero trailers, like for the origins of the character, they have some of the best trailers. I think also the promotional material for The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is pretty good. Regardless of what you guys think of that movie, you know I enjoy it. But even before the movie came out and the critics got to see it and talk about how bad it was, I think there was a lot of people who liked the trailer and the promotional material for it. I thought it was good. I guess I'm just kind of salty, lol, because Wendy in the book was actually a very strong and resourceful character. Okay, so I get that, and maybe that's why like Stephen King doesn't like the movie, because obviously that's one of his adaptions that he absolutely hates. It could be because they rewrote her to be some sort of character who seemed helpless and very fearful, and she had a tendency to run away and scream. So maybe that's why Stephen King didn't like her or didn't like the movie itself. Not so fun fact, the famous bathroom scene when Wendy yells Jack, she was talking about Nicholson, not Torrance. She didn't know that they were filming that scene from my understanding, so that's brilliant. I didn't know that. That's brilliant. Also, like I said, she was put through a lot of trauma, so I'm sure she was scared out of her mind. But I mean, at least you know that it's capturing raw emotion. Do you like Wendy's? If so, have you had the Baconator sandwich? My favorite burger from there. I do like Wendy's. They're okay. They're not my favorite, but for fast food, I'd say I'd go to them over McDonald's or Burger King. The Baconator is good. It's probably my go-to, to be honest. However, it made the scene all the more powerful. Yeah, talking about the Wendy scene, absolutely. Yeah, sure, I watch those hunting videos. I want to do those on my channel. I gotta have money, and it comes down to what's coming out, in my opinion. Absolutely, same with me. If I wanted to do one today, I would have to go to the Dollar Tree and see if they had a DVD of a Mexican samba dance tutorial, because that's all I'd be able to buy. But maybe when I have more money, those videos will come. I'm back, and yeah, I messed up my comment. Let's see. Are you the one? What did you say? Oh, okay. Yeah, about Nickelodeon or Netflix. Nah, it's no worries. I think Sandlot is a masterpiece. I don't know if it's that, but it's good. Like, regardless of, that's one of those movies that where I don't ever watch it and think, okay, I see what they did with the composition of the scene here. I love the take of the character and this actor's approach in this moment. No, it's just a movie to where I have fun with it. It's just a movie to where I'm like, this is loads of fun. The kids having a good time, the hot summer, baseball, 4th of July, all of the things that just give me such great memories all in one movie. So why wouldn't I have fun with it? It's not the type of movie that is meant to be picked apart. It's not a movie that was trying to contend for any Oscars. So just enjoy it for what it is. That's what I did. Have you seen the new trailer for Demonic? I haven't. Is that what kind of movie is that? Is that like Demonic? So obviously it's a horror movie. What studio? Is it IFC, Shudder? I'm intrigued by the title. Would you recommend Texas Roadhouse? If so, what are some good foods from there? I like the food questions, but I've never been to Texas Roadhouse, so I don't know. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is a good summer movie. Also, yeah, it is, but it's also like, I forget that it's a summer movie just because it's, the whole idea is him skipping school, but I guess it is close to like the end of the year, so it qualifies. But it's just a good movie in general, regardless of the season. Man, The Sandlot is the most nostalgic movie for me. Plus, they reminded me a lot of my friends. That's cool. I don't know anything like about you and your childhood, but did you have any of those experiences? Did you guys go like play baseball and go to the public pool and flirt with girls and all that stuff? Like, it just seems like the ideal childhood summer. Like, I never got to experience that because I just grew up in a different time, but even me watching it, it feels nostalgic. It's like secondhand nostalgia, which is weird to say, but that's just how it feels. It just came out today, Demonic, so maybe I need to check that out, especially if it's horror. Like I said, I'm trying to get more into the horror. Have you seen Taxi Driver? My third favorite movie of all time. It's probably my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. Not Quentin Tarantino. Don't clip that. I can't believe I just said that. Taxi Driver is probably my favorite Martin Scorsese movie. It's definitely my top 3, regardless. Love Taxi Driver. LOL, I was in Wendy's drive-thru when I started watching this, and now I'm at home eating Wendy's. Did you get a Baconator? That's funny. Chipotle or Qdoba? Qdoba? I don't know what that is, but Chipotle's good. I just go thrifting here in the UK, and they sell very good movies over here. For example, I got 9 movies here for what's less than $3 for my estimates, and they're all acclaimed. Example 7, 9 for $3. That's great. My Goodwill only sells crappy VHS DVDs, just like my Dollar Tree that sells Samba DVDs. My Goodwill sells Samba VHSs. I cannot get away from the dance tutorials. Just give me a good movie, somebody, please. Have you heard of the actress named Ava Gardner? I have not. Is she related to... No, that's somebody else. Never mind. I don't know who that is. Hunter Hewitt. Hewitt. I hope I say that name right. Sorry if I butchered it. You can tell me how to say it right. Thank you for joining. Jaren, has you seen Cruella? I have seen Cruella. I have a review on the channel right now, so you can hear all my full thoughts. But let's just say I wasn't in the same boat as most. Oh, Demonic is Neil Blomkamp's new sci-fi horror movie. Okay, so I did hear of that. I'm curious. I want to watch it. I feel like he's the perfect person to make a movie like that. And it's been a while for him since he released his last movie, so I'll be anticipating that, and I definitely need to check out the trailer. I had anxiety as a kid, and my parents actually did what his mom did in the movie, persuade me to make friends by getting into trouble. LOL. That's funny. That's really funny. I hope you were able to, like, step out of your box just like Smalls did and make some friends. Cause some trouble. Do you have any FYEs near you? I think the closest FYE near me is, no joke, 50 miles away. So I've never been to an FYE. I really want to. Because, like, I watch a lot of, if you guys don't know Durant Cinema, a lot of his Blu-ray hunting videos take place in FYE. That store looks awesome. From what I've gathered, it also seems like a lot of stuff is overpriced, but at the same time, it's just like, I want to experience that type of atmosphere where it's just Blu-rays all around. Have you heard of Elizabeth Taylor? Absolutely. I don't know her too well, but I know that probably the thing I know her best for is that she was like best friends with Michael Jackson. Oh no, Jaren, you made a big mistake with that name. Someone's going to make you pay. I know. I can't believe I did that. I really screwed myself over, didn't I? Have you seen the Slumber Party Massacre movies? No, but I want to. They intrigue me. Just like the cover art alone, I'm very interested. Have you seen Richard Jewell? If not, it is a must-see. Paul Walter Hauser, who plays Richard Jewell, played Horace and Cruella. Yeah, to fight trouble. Hopefully it doesn't mess anything up. Paul Walter Hauser was also in I, Tonya, directed by Craig Gillespie, who directed Cruella. So he brought back a familiar face, and he's just good in everything. Even that movie, he was good. It's pronounced Hewitt. Okay, that makes sense. Hunter Hewitt. Cool. Favorite movie meme? I think recently it's the one where Rick Dalton is sitting in the chair, he's holding the beer, and he's pointing at the TV when he's like, hey, that's me. But, you know, it's just like, I think on Twitter now they have that picture on the one side reacting to something else or pointing to a different picture. So definitely the Rick Dalton memes, any of them, they're great. FYE is amazing. Man, I wish I could go. I really do. I'm old, so I'm very partial to films from the 70s. May I suggest the trailers for Magic 1978 and Alien 1979, both scored by Jerry Goldsmith. Jerry Goldsmith is probably my top 3 favorite composer of all time. The guy is amazing. He did the Poltergeist, he did the Omen, the Dude. He also did the score for Gremlins, if I'm not mistaken. The guy took over the 70s and early 80s. He's great. So just by saying Jerry Goldsmith, obviously the stuff is good. Alien is a classic. I have seen Alien. But yeah, Goldsmith, you have great taste, my friend, because Jerry Goldsmith is absolutely amazing. The guy isn't talked about enough, but he was taking over, like I said, the mid 70s, early 80s. He's great. Thoughts on the American Pie movies? I've seen the first one. It was fine. But it didn't give me the urge to watch any of the rest. Have you watched Caillou? Yes, I have watched Caillou. I grew up with that, and it haunted me to know later on in life that a woman voiced the boy. I was so confused, but it made sense. The show was weird. I think it's a little darker and not made for kids, but it's a kids show, so I don't know. But some of the stuff is just very, very weird and wrong. I won't get into details. It wasn't until I watched a video essay that pointed some of that stuff out, to be honest with you, but I grew up watching it often. Are you a fan of James Bond movies? Oh, absolutely. That's one of my favorite franchises of all time. I'll definitely have more videos coming out when it's closer to the release of No Time to Die. I love every actor in the roles. Even the bad movies, I still enjoy. It's just a franchise that I didn't even start watching the movies until I think early last year. I was sick in bed and I had nothing better to do. So first I binged all of the Indiana Jones movies, and then I watched all of the James Bond movies that I could find on Netflix, and then watched the rest later while I was just sick in bed, had nothing better to do, and I instantly fell in love. You just don't get movies like that today. Which one of your videos is closest to 1 million views? Jeez, most of my videos are so far off from that, but currently, I have yet to hit or make a video that's hit like super high or super big yet. So my closest why did YouTube's app updated, and so it's weird. It took me a second to get to it. My most popular video has 8.4 thousand views, and that is the Parasite movie review that I did after it won Best Picture. So it's very far off from 1 million, but you know what? I'm extremely grateful for every single one of those 8.4 thousand people who watched that video. It's still super cool to me. Unpopular opinion, Gremlins 2 is greater than Gremlins 1. I still need to watch the second one. I still need to watch it. Have you dipped fries in ranch? Absolutely. It's odd, but I like it. Is that weird? Do you like Hey Arnold? Reminds me a lot of The Sandlot. I've seen a couple episodes of it, especially when it was like Nick at Night, and some of those channels had it on like super late. It was fine. It just wasn't anything that I was ever gravitated to as much. Ryan O'Toole, the man, the myth, the legend, is in here. Hey, man, hope you're well. Have you seen Rain Man? Watched it for the first time not too long ago, and it's already one of my favorite movies ever. Yeah, I love that movie. It's a classic. Everyone in it is so great. I love the scene to where Dustin Hoffman is hearing Tom Cruise and his girlfriend in the other room, getting down to business, and obviously he's like imitating a lot, and so he goes in, he's just sitting in their room, and then he just starts going repeating them. I thought that was funny. It's a good movie. It's a little slow at times. There's a lot of moments of downtime and where not a lot of stuff is happening, but at the core it's pretty solid. Favorite scene in Taxi Driver other than you talking to me? I like the scene at the end where he saves the girl. I thought that was really good. What's the scene? I'm trying to think. I like the scene that follows up after that when he's like in the courtroom, or like the court area of people. He's like staring over, thinking about doing something, but then he sort of bails. Obviously, it's hard to pick a favorite scene because a lot of it's disturbing. I like the way it plays out altogether. I like that one scene where he's driving Martin Scorsese in the taxi cab, and he's like wanting to spy on his ex-wife or his girlfriend in the window. That was like a weird scene. I didn't know for the longest time that was Scorsese just because he was so young. Hunter says, may I suggest these movies? Lady in White, 1988. The Unholy. The Unholy, is that the same movie as the new one that came out this year, a remake of that? Let me know. And My Best Friend is a Vampire. These are cult horror movie classics. I'll definitely have to check those out. Hey, Karen. Jaren. Hey, what's up, Blu-ray dude? Sasha Raquel, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining. Jaren, how's your day been? Since they're behind you right now, favorite Blu-ray cover / steelbook. Thank you. I hope your day is going well. My day is going pretty well. Favorite Blu-ray cover / steelbook. That's a hard question. I'll go with this one for Blu-ray cover. It's a Misery. This is a collector's edition. It's like Scream Factory. I think that's what it is. It's like illustrated. I think it's really, really, really cool. Annie sort of just standing over the bed before she, of course, like breaks his legs. And then Steelbook, I don't have it behind me right now. It's over on the other side of the room, but it's an Invisible Man Steelbook. It's a classic one from the Universal Monsters, not the new one. But it's like matte, and it's illustrated black and white. It also comes with a clear slipcover over it. It's really, really cool. I remember seeing the first trailer to The Phantom Menace in theaters, and it was amazing because we didn't know it was Star Wars until the trailer got going, before the internet ruined everything. LOL. I don't remember a time to where I haven't seen the trailer spoiled for me on internet and TV commercials, but I bet that would have been cool to see something like that for the first time. That's awesome. Again, I'm just at the time where I don't get to experience that kind of stuff. I live in an era that's past all the good stuff like that. What is the worst movie you have seen this year? Lockdown on HBO Max. Great cast. It seems like, on paper, it's a great premise. It's directed by the guy who made The Bourne Ultimatum and that entire trilogy, but it's a trashy, trashy movie. It's just so boring. Do not watch it. Jack Benner, how's it going? Hey, Jaren, what are your favorite films of 2013? Let's see. Let me look up movies in 2013. 2013 movies. So, The Conjuring did come out. I knew that because I watched it recently. That's definitely a good one. Lone Survivor is another one that's up there for me. 2013 doesn't seem like there's a ton of great stuff. So, yeah, okay. I'd say probably my top 4 would be The Conjuring, Lone Survivor, Prisoners, and Enemy. 2 of those starring my favorite actor, Jake Gyllenhaal. And that was followed up by 2014, which is another great year for movies. Somebody asked me that earlier. 2014 is definitely a contender for one of my favorite years of movies. Hello there, Star Wars and Marvel fan 2004. Thank you for joining, as always. What are your thoughts on Breaking Bad? Currently watching season 2 right now. I finished season 1 for the first time back in April. The show is starting to get good, my friend. Season 1 was just a build up for all the crazy things to come. Season 2 is where it really, really starts to get good, but it's a great show, and it's like I've said before, it's one of those shows that each season gets better, and by the end, you're going to be blown away, so enjoy the ride. Are you a fan of Goodfellas and The Irishman? I will say I used to hate The Irishman, but I watched it again recently, and now I love it. Like, I saw a different side of it. Like, I was able to go in with a different perspective, and I ended up really, really enjoying it and taking away a lot of stuff from it that I didn't notice before. Also, why did you think that they dumped all of their guns in that same river instead of scattering them throughout? Because there's that one area to where they dumped all of their weapons. Is because then nobody will be able to track who exactly did it because they all put it in the same place, or what? It always made me sort of curious, their thought process there. Goodfellas, I'm not a fan of it. It's not bad, but it's just not one of my favorites. Caesar Cinema, hello, this new face for the channel. What do you use to edit your thumbnails? I'm going to be honest, I use Pixar on my phone. I don't know how to use Photoshop. I don't know how to use any computer programs. I've just sort of finessed being able to make everything on my phone. I feel like I've made it work okay. Definitely not the most professional technique, but it's whatever works. So yeah. If you had to get rid of one streaming service, which would it be? Out of the ones I have, I'll go with Hulu. Is that bad to say Hulu? There's just nothing on there that, like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go Hulu to watch this. Sometimes they have movies that other streaming services don't have that I really want to see, but their shows are sort of hit or miss. I feel like all the shows that I go there to watch are on cable, so I might as well just watch it on cable. Um, I don't know. Yeah, Hulu? It's not that it's bad, it's just out of the ones I have, it's probably my least favorite. Have you seen these Denzel Washington movies? Remember the Titans, Training Day, and Antoine Fisher. I've not seen Antoine Fisher, but Remember the Titans, great. One of the best, if not the best sports movies. In Training Day, absolutely outstanding. Him and Ethan Hawke, that's a great duo. Great movie. I need to check out Antoine Fisher. Have you seen Ben-Hur? It's one of the greats. I have not. I haven't. I'm an uncultured swan. Thoughts on Jeepers Creepers? I haven't seen those movies either. They've just kind of, I don't know, they sort of turn me off. Like, there's nothing about them that's like, they seem very, very weird. But now that I'm trying to get into more obscure horror, which I don't know, that they're not obscure, like, they're pretty well known. But more of the weird horror, I'll probably watch them eventually. Just like, I also plan to watch The Human Centipede for the first time. I'm not looking forward to that, but gotta do it. I don't have to do it, but I want to do it. Do you know of any Judy Garland films other than Wizard of Oz? The only other one I've seen of hers besides Wizard of Oz is A Star is Born. I think it was the 1939 A Star is Born. I think that's when it came out. Because if you guys didn't know, the one that came out in 2018 is not the only edition. There was one with Barbra Streisand, and before that, Judy Garland. Are you still planning to do a top something favorite movies of all time? Absolutely. I want to go big. Maybe 30, maybe 50. I just got to finish my list. The hardest part about it is numbering them, like placing them in their positions. Like, I can easily pick like a top 50 movies, but the hard thing is, okay, which one's going to be like number 47? Which one's going to be number 12? It's just harder to like lock them in certain spots. Have you watched Hitchcock's The Lodger yet? It was the movie that I compared to David Fincher. It's on HBO Max. I have not watched it yet, but I need to. I did add it to like my 100 movies I missed list, which is now at this point like 250 movies I missed, but I'll definitely get around to it. I know you put The Conjuring as your favorite movie of 2013 and your favorite movies from every year you were alive video. That's definitely my favorite. I say that, but now it's probably a contest between that and Prisoners. I don't think I had seen Prisoners at the time, but The Conjuring, I just rewatched it again. It's so solid. It's just, I said in a written review coming out for FilmSpeak, it's a bright spot in studio horror, and I think a lot of that has to do with James Wan's like brilliant direction, but also just the love story and the connection between Ed and Lorraine Warren. Yeah, it's a story of the Perrin family, but Ed and Lorraine Warren are the through line of the entire trilogy. Even this third one that I wasn't a fan of, I love their chemistry. It's just a great movie. I feel like all the scares are earned, and you feel something, and by the end, the impact, it resonates with me every single time. Why did you discontinue the movie news on your channel? I'll be honest. Yeah, I think it was called What's Popping. That's something I didn't think of. I didn't think out well enough. And it got to the point where there was a lot of stuff coming out, and I was like, I have a lot of school and work to do at the time, and I was busy. It was hard for me to keep pumping those videos out consistently. Let me know if you'd want to see something more like that. I may just do it to where I'll incorporate it in the live streams in the future, but I also know that I don't want to like step on any toes when it comes to making the same content as people like 3C Films and all that stuff, because that is what he's become known for. And I know it's easy for people to see others making similar content and call us copycats, and I don't want to come off as that. I'd like to rather just do my own thing. So if you want to see movie news, let me know, but I definitely have to do more thinking about it in the way I can incorporate it in a more unique way to sort of set myself apart from the others already doing it. You mentioned Scorsese. I'm happy that the younger generation appreciates classic film composers such as Goldsmith and Bernard Herrmann. His last score was for Taxi Driver, first Citizen Kane. I think Taxi Driver could have possibly been his best work. I did hear some of it in Citizen Kane, but I guess because it's a movie that I'm not necessarily a fan of, I wasn't drawn to the music either. A lot of times, even with a movie that's like sort of bad or not enjoyable for me, the music I take away and I remember it, but there's nothing I really remember about it. I remember Taxi Driver though. It was like very subtle. It fit the year it came out, but as the intensity and like the insanity of the character grew, it sort of it built with it. Jaren, I've seen Lockdown. Great cast, crappy movie. I agree. Prisoners is an amazing crime drama from Denis Villeneuve. So excited for Dune this October. Prisoners is absolutely outstanding. The scene that still haunts me to this day is when they have what's his name? Dude, I cannot think of his name. Paul Dano. Why was I blanking? When they've got his hand pinned up in the bathroom and they're like smashing it in. That was intense. Just like the father, played by Hugh Jackman. That's Hugh Jackman's best role, no doubt. Him worrying and being so obsessed with trying to find his kids and making sure they're safe, believing that this guy is just holding them captive and he knows and he won't tell them. You could feel the pain. It was just super intense. The twist in that movie is also insane. Did you see it coming? I'll say I didn't see it coming the first time, but either way, I mean, even if I would, it was still rewarding. Have you watched the Teletubbies? Another favorite show of my childhood. I did. It scared the crap out of me. I was absolutely scared to death of the Teletubbies. Even more scared when I heard the backstory of them. Some messed up stuff. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. Have you seen Fright Night from the 80s? If not, it's a classic. I think I have. They also made a remake with that. I thought the remake was okay. It's one of the better horror remakes, I'd say. It's not like the best, but it was okay. Guess my favorite movie of 2013? Hint. You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. 2013. Favorite movie of 2013. I don't know what that quote is from. You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. What is that? I'm going to look up that quote because I really don't know. You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive for. I'm cheating. I'm not guessing. That was a Man of Steel. Man of Steel came out in 2013. I always think that movie comes out in 2012. Why do I always think that movie came out in 2012? They will race behind you, they will stumble, they will fall, but in time they will join you in... I remember this part, but in time they will join you in the sun, Cal. I do remember the end of that, but the first part, I don't remember. Jor-El, that's his father. That's a great quote. That's a good favorite movie of 2013. That's definitely up there on my list, too. What's more funny in your opinion, Hot Rod or Dude, Where's My Car? Oh, Hot Rod, hands down. Don't feel bad about the thumbnails, Jaren. I'm the weirdo that uses my video editing software. LOL. You mean you like make your videos or you make your thumbnails inside the video editing software? That's actually cool. If I could pull that off, I'd do that. That seems like it'd probably be much easier, but who knows? I mean, I don't feel bad about the thumbnails. I feel like I've actually done a pretty good job at them. Like, I don't think they look terrible. But yeah, there's definitely more ideal ways to do it. I've been on and off watching Take Care. My man, peace out. Oh, okay, no problem. Thanks. See you later. Luigi Marinas Gaming. What's your favorite food? Never can go wrong with the good old cheeseburger. I absolutely love cheeseburgers. So that's probably what I would say. Have you seen the movie The People vs. Larry Flint? Phenomenal biopic. I don't think I have, but I have heard of it. Who's in that movie? The People vs. Larry Flint. That seems very familiar. The People vs. Larry? Is that Two-Face? Oh, no, that's Woody Harrelson. Pursued by opponents who say his Hustler magazine breaks decency laws, pornographer Larry Flint hires lawyer Alan Isaacman to help fight his legal battles. It's a biopic, so this is a true story. Huh, interesting. Edward Norton's in it too, a young Edward Norton at that. I might have to check it out at some point. My favorite movie from 2013 is Saving Mr. Banks. That's also such a good movie. Emma Thompson, Tom Hanks. It was a big surprise. I also love the backstory of her childhood with Colin Farrell and all that stuff. Very well done. Very, very well done. I'm actually watching The Conjuring 2 right now. Hot take. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion. I like it more than the first. I think it's very, very well done. What's your favorite movie from the year you were born? Currently, I would say it is School of Rock, 2003. Love that movie. Who's Star Wars and Marvel? Only one of the most loyal commenters and engaged audience members of my channel. The dude's awesome. He's great. Always asking great questions. Always contributing to the conversation. You should get to know Star Wars and Marvel fan 2004. He always enters the chat by saying, hello there. Do you think another Godfather adaptation of the original book could ever work? Would it be compared too much to the original version? I've not seen The Godfather, so I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Don't roast me. What's your favorite Pixar movie? Any of the Toy Story movies. Any of the first 3. And then it's Incredibles. And then it's gotta be Soul. Favorite 3C Films green screen intro. This is a great question. There's so many. There's this one he did recently. Crap, what is it? He did one recently with Gus the Gorilla from Willy's Wonderland. I thought that was good. All of his stuff recently, he's done like Batman. Like I think I watched his video before the stream. He was talking about the new Shazam costume, and it was the in credit scene where Superman walks into lunch, and then it zooms over to Chris, and he's in the Batman costume. He's like, he invited me for Taco Tuesday. I don't know. Chris is always great. He also has a really nice new set. The dude is crushing it. We just watched Black Panther. What a great movie. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Regardless of what I think about the movie or if I think it was overhyped, it's still enjoyable, and it's not a movie that was meant for me, honestly. It's a movie that was crafted for a specific audience and to impact a certain group of children and kids who needed something to look up to, and I think that that's great. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Absolutely right. He was gone too soon. Great actor. He's never had a bad role. Still, my favorite role of his has got to be 42, where he played Jackie Robinson. But, I mean, that Get Up is good. Black Panther, Selma, everything that he's been in, he's crushed it. He's gone too soon. He had such a bright future ahead of him. Whoa, I still have a lot of comments to get through. Have you heard of these international filmmakers, Ingmar Bergman and Federico Fellini? I've heard of both of them. I don't know if I've seen any of their stuff, though. Let me just take one drink here. I'll go on mute so you don't have to hear my gulping. Okay. Do you like Star Butterfly? I don't know what that is. Tell me what that is. What do you think of Hugo? I think it's Scorsese's most underrated film. It doesn't get enough credit, and I'm pissed that it bombed at the box office. So I watched that recently. I was blown away. I think it's actually really good. I still think probably his most underrated is Silence, but Hugo is really, really good. Lockdown was a crappy movie, but the worst movie I've seen this year is the stupid Melissa McCarthy Netflix movie Thunder Force. Yeah, I think I lucked out. I skipped on that one. What is your least favorite movie of all time? I will not answer this question just because I don't have an answer. Have you heard of a YouTuber named Mr. Nightmare? My favorite horror channel on YouTube by far. I have not, but you know what? I'm going to look him up right now and subscribe to him. Always in the mood for a good horror channel. Mr. Nightmare. The video that's featured on his channel is 3 disturbing true ice cream truck stories. I'm hooked already. subscribed. There we go. Thank you for the new recommendation. Jennifer Vega. Hey, Jaren. Hey, Jennifer. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining. How's your week been? Is Prisoners with Hugh Jackman, if I'm not mistaken? Absolutely. Yep. Like I said, it's probably his best performance, too. So if you haven't seen that one, check it out. What do you think of Aquaman movie now having seen the Snyder Cut? Are looking forward to a sequel? I don't know if I'm looking forward to the sequel, but I definitely think there's potential. I'm never going to go into one of those movies and want it to be bad. Always hope it succeeds, so I hope it does very well. I hope I come out loving it. What's your favorite animated movie of all time? Probably Aladdin. Follow-up. Sometimes it's more useful to listen to a score separated from this film, especially a bad film. Appreciate your content. Thank you. I appreciate that as well. But yeah, I agree. Sometimes even I'll listen to a score for a film before I've even seen the film at all. So then it's almost like it enhances the experience when I finally sit down to watch it, because I'm like, okay, I recognize this soundtrack, or I recognize this track of the composition. How is this going to play into the intensity of the moment? How is it going to be incorporated into the story? So yeah, I've always said that the score can tend to be the most important thing of a good film, and so yeah, that's a good way to look at it for sure. Are you excited for Hotel Transylvania 4? My most anticipated movie of this year. I would say I'm excited for it, but I'll probably watch it. They're not bad movies. I have enough fun with them. The Fright Night remake has McLovin from Superbad. Yep, that's right. Like I said, it's not bad. If you guys are like, if skipped out on that one or anything, I'd check it out. It's not bad. Sorry, I almost died there. Not really. Teletubbies were my childhood too, but I didn't think that was scary. What happened? It was just some behind the scenes stuff. I think the actors themselves were involved in some pretty creepy stuff. Nothing I want to go too much into detail here. I don't even remember all the specifics, but I know that when I heard it, I read an article about it. I was like, I don't know. Have you seen the 1989 Civil War movie Glory with Matthew Broderick, Denzel Washington, and Morgan Freeman? If not, it's a must-see. I must see it because I have not seen it. Yes, correct. Man of Steel is my favorite movie of 2013. Good. I'm glad I got that right. It only took me looking it up on Google. Do you like Minecraft? I used to play it. I haven't played it in quite a long time, though. Are you excited for Minecraft the movie? Wouldn't say I'm excited, but I'll definitely check it out. My favorite movie of 2013 is Monsters University. Hot take, I think that's better than the original Monsters Inc. I'll just say it. I enjoyed it more. Doo-doo. Brock Upside, how's it going, my friend? I need to get back with you for details on the Indiana Jones thing, because I think that the Blu-ray comes out the 8th of this month, so it's pretty soon. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for joining, Cody. He answered me. Yay. Yeah. The dude is going, what's a movie that you don't own but you want, or a Funko Pop you want? Movie that I don't own but I want, Shawshank Redemption. My favorite movie of all time. I still don't own it. It's absolutely insane, but I definitely want to own that one for sure. Also, just any Criterion, really. I want to own Marriage Story on Criterion. That's a must-own that I've been dying to get. Funko Pop that I want. What's it called? There's the Heisenberg from Breaking Bad, but it's like the blue crystal one. I haven't been able to see that one. Do you have that one? I think you have that one, Zach. It's in your set, right? That's one I really want. I think it's a convention exclusive. It's cool. Something I wanted before that was the Pietro Maximoff Funko Pop, but I got that, as you know. Thank you for joining. Hope you're doing well. Luigi says, hi, Zach. What's your favorite movie of all time? My favorite movie of all time is The Shawshank Redemption. I also like The Conjuring 2 more than First. Yeah, I saw you commented on my video. I haven't replied to that yet, but I'm glad that we're in the same boat. It's great. I don't remember talking about this. There's a new series on the CW called Kung Fu. Comes on Wednesday. If you like martial arts and stuff, check it. 8 episodes currently. I've thought about checking it out. I'm sort of hesitant when it comes to CW content, but I mean, with the way that Superman and Lois has been going, it would be wrong of me to not give other stuff a chance. I had an opportunity to speak to the actress or the main character in the show, and I wasn't able to do it. Now I'm regretting it because I think people seem to be enjoying it, so I definitely need to check it out. Zach says, do you play video games? So currently the only video games I play are sports games like Madden, NBA 2K. My favorite video game is NCAA Football 14, but that's also because I don't have a new system. I'm trying to get a PlayStation 5, and then when that happens, I'll definitely get like all of the Last of Us and Mass Effect and all of those games that I've been missing out on. Spiderman. There's a lot of stuff I wanted to play. I just haven't been able to yet. Do you ever hunt people for sport? Yep, every Tuesday at 6 a.m. What are your quick thoughts on the Cars franchise? I think they're extremely mediocre to bad. I was obsessed with the first one as a kid. It was the first movie I ever saw in a theater. I ate, slept, and breathed the Cars franchise at the time, but now I do not enjoy them whatsoever. Have you seen The Father? It's a great movie, especially if you have any experience with the subject matter. I'll be honest, that was my pick to win Best Picture until I rewatched Nomadland. It took me 3 times to watch Nomadland before I finally appreciated it, but The Father broke me. I made a review talking about just how much of an impact it made on me, and I love the fact that they told the story from the perspective of the person going through the illness. It's brilliant, and I can't wait to see what Florian Zeller does next. Anthony Hopkins' best performance, I think it's better than Silence of the Lambs. Maybe that's a hot take, but that's just how I feel. Last kids show question. Have you heard of Theodore Tugboat? It's a show we have in Canada that's similar to Thomas the Tank Engine, but with boats and ships. When I read that, I was like, that sounds like Thomas the Train. I haven't heard of that, but it's probably because I don't live in Canada. But yeah, did you grow up watching that or something? What's your favorite Johnny Depp movie? Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit out there. Okay, I have 2 actually that are a bit out there. The first one is What's Eating Gilbert Grape? It actually also stars a very, very young Leonardo DiCaprio who plays his younger brother. Not a movie people talk about often, but I really enjoy it. And then also Crybaby. It's like a sort of a spoofed version of Grease. But it's more of a dark comedy. I also love Sleepy Hollow, and The Secret Window is underrated. You like the Emoji Movie? Who doesn't? Well, me. Yeah, I don't like that movie. That was funny. The worst movie I've seen in 2021 is Music by Sia. I will not subject myself to that. I'm sorry. What are your thoughts on Ford v Ferrari with Christian Bale and Matt Damon? I had an amazing time with that. I think it's so well done. James Mangold is a great director. I love the car sequences. I think they're incredibly realistic. Bale and Damon have great chemistry, and it just makes me excited to see that that the director is going on to make the newest Indiana Jones movie. Hopefully that makes it somewhat decent. I hope so. I feel like he's the most natural choice if Spielberg's not coming back to direct it. But yeah, it was a very fun movie. Favorite scene in Joker? I would say probably the scene where after he kills somebody for the first time, he goes into the public bathroom and he sort of just does the interpretive dance. Also because Joaquin Phoenix has expressed that he just loves interpretive dance in general, and that was just something natural that came out of him in the moment. Very dark and twisted, but it was like the evolution of his character going to that next level. If you're looking for a good horror movie YouTubers, check out Cinema Massacre for funny, goofy takes, and King Need Gore for more in-depth but still entertaining takes. Both are smaller content creators. So I am subscribed to Cinema Massacre. Love the stuff. Here, now that I'm on YouTube, I'll go to King Need Horror and I will subscribe to them as well. King Need gore. 587 subscribers, now 588. Thank you for the recommendations. My least favorite movie of all time is Dragon Ball Evolution. I remember watching it on cable one day last decade ago, watched halfway through and never finished it. Yeah, it's not a good movie. Do you like Minecraft story mode? So I did play that just a little bit. I thought it was fun, but at the same time, I'd much rather just kind of do my own thing. I was always the one who would go into like what's it called? Like the creative mode or whatever it is, where it's not like you're having to worry about when it gets dark and all the creepers and stuff. You can just sort of build. That was my version of Minecraft that I like to play the most, but story mode was fine. I just watched Joker. Holy crap. Joaquin Phoenix blew me away. He deserved that Oscar. Absolutely. There's nobody else I would have given it to. Do you want a movie based on M&Ms? No. But also, you know what? Make it a horror movie. I'll watch it. If you play video games or done, what's a game you want to play or love? So, like I said, a couple of them. I want to play, like, Mass Effect. I want to play the Spiderman PS4 or PS5 games now. I want to play The Last of Us, especially now that it's getting a television show. Definitely need to watch that or play that eventually. I've been intrigued about the Uncharted games just because I've also never been able to play those. But they seem like very fun. And also Resident Evil because it's horror, and that just seems like it's right up my alley. I have that one, LOL. Talking about the Heisenberg, it's worth like $400. I bought it for $30 back in the day. What a steal. The guy was selling his collection. I bought that one and all the Haunted Mansion Funko Pops for a deal. I saw the Haunted Mansion ones as well. Those are cool. I like the ones that are translucent. Shawshank Redemption is one of the greatest movies of all time. Absolutely. If not the greatest movie of all time. Somebody asked me how I knew that it was my favorite movie is that people were asking me, what would you change about it? And I was sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, there is nothing I would change about this movie. The fact that it makes you even care so deeply about side characters who don't have any leading moment in the film. Like, I'm thinking of, what's his name when he, crap, why can't I think of his name? I'm totally blanking right now. I'm going to read his name and then be really upset that I can't remember it. The Shawshank Redemption. Brooks. That's what it is. Brooks. The whole idea of being institutionalized and how when somebody's taking out of their home, even though prison is so rough, it became Brooks' home over the years. So the whole sequence, in theory, you don't feel like it's necessary to the overall plot. But the whole idea of him sort of branching out, trying to create a life outside of prison when he's been in there his whole entire being pretty much. And he's having to make a job, live on his own, and he feels just lonely and totally just consumed by the world around him until he just can't take it anymore. That's not even a main point of the story, yet that few moments that they took to branch off and explore that still felt as impactful and meaningful as the rest of it did. It's just, you're not going to find many movies like that. I'm having a hard time speaking English. If you've ever gone through a divorce, you won't want Marriage Story. I hope you never have to go through that, by the way. LOL. I hope I never have to go through it as well, but I also think, is it weird to think that seems like a, nah, it's not healthy. I was going to say it seems like a healthy divorce, but it's not. Like, they did some pretty messed up stuff. But I love the idea that in the end they were sort of able to stay friends and realize what they loved about each other and have that bond so their kid could have a good relationship with both of them. I don't know why I thought that was healthy because there's a lot of messed up stuff in that. I hope I don't get a divorce, but I love the movie right now at least. Let's catch up here. I might skip over some stuff if it's not like a direct question. Favorite scene in Prisoners? For me, it was when Keller, Dover, and Detective Loki argue at the car. Jackman really went over the top in that scene. I like the scene where they're interrogating, what's his name? I always forget. I like the scene where they're interrogating Paul Dano when he's in the bathroom. Just asking him where the kid is or where the kids are. I thought that was very, very intense. What's your worst comic book movie of all time? For me, it's hands down Justice League. That's up there for sure. I also wasn't a huge fan of Howard the Duck. I don't think it's the worst. It's like a guilty pleasure. Dragon Ball Evolution is up there for sure. Mortal Kombat Annihilation is not great. The new Mortal Kombat is not great in my opinion. Have you seen the Spectacular Spider-Man animated series? I picked up the DVD set last night so I can finally give it a go. You're in for a treat, my friend. That is my favorite incarnation of the character. I grew up on that show. Sad it only got 2 seasons, but it was so well crafted. It's like taking the pages of a comic book and bringing them to life perfectly. Love the character design, the stories, the way that all the origins are brought together. It's the most fleshed out Harry we've ever gotten. It's really genuine fun, and it's a kids show, but it's entertaining. I'll watch an Eminem's movie when pigs fly. What if it was a horror movie though? I think that was good. I think that'd be good. Like, you're telling the story of their perspective in the baggie as they're being bought and purchased by a consumer, and he goes and he sits home and he rips open the bag and he's sticking his fingers down and he's eating them, and it's the fear of them going into his mouth. I don't know, just an idea. So when are you breaking out the jelly beans? Okay, you want me to do this one time. I will warn you though, if I get a bad one, I'm gonna take a drink. Dare to compare. Okay. So I got 2 of the same kind. So this is cool because I can choose which one. So this one will be, this is the only one I'm doing. This will be booger or juicy pear. Okay, I'm going to pick eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a value by his toe. If you all let it go. My mom said to pick the very much one. You are it. Okay, here we go. It's booger. I ate it. I promise. There you have it. That's my torture for the stream. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna pick through just a couple more questions and then I'm going to end it. Stranger Boy says, "Hey, got to go. Have a great rest of your day." You too as well, my friend. Thank you so much for joining. Favorite film performance of all time? Mine is hands down Heath Ledger as Joker and The Dark Knight. Mine has got to be either Jake Gyllenhaal as Lou Bloom in Nightcrawler or Joaquin Phoenix as Joker. Are you looking forward to In the Heights? Absolutely. I get to see it early next week. Cannot wait. Before my screening of The Conjuring 3, there was like this 5-minute sequence of them singing the song 96,000 straight from the movie. I'm all in. I'm ready for it. John M. Chu is directing it. Lin-Manuel Miranda, it's based off of his musical, all of his songs. He's a lyrical genius. Cannot wait. And Anthony Ramos, sign me up. Do you like fruit salad? As the Wiggles say, it's yummy yummy. I do like fruit salad. Give me some pecans in there, some grapes, some walnuts even. That's good right there. I gotta shoot a video. See you next time, Jaren. See you, Jacob. Have fun shooting the video. What is your all-time favorite Looney Tunes character? Gotta say Roadrunner. He's just smart. Always gets away. Let me do a couple more questions and then I'm gonna head out. Have you seen Requiem for a Dream? Yep, probably one of 3 good Jared Leto performances in my opinion. Love the movie. It's trippy, but I enjoyed it. Okay. And then I'm going to do this last question to end it off from Star Wars and Marvel Fan 2004. It's your lucky day. Which are you most excited for? In the Heights or West Side Story? Gotta go In the Heights. Like I said, anything Lin-Manuel Miranda does, I'm going to be there. I have to support the guy, and I know it's going to be good. I also don't like critics' ratings, like, get the best of me or, like, give me in any sort of expectations going into movies. But the fact that it's been out and it's got a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes for a while, that's really good. All signs are pointing to a very good movie. West Side Story, it's Steven Spielberg, but it's also just not, it didn't intrigue me the way I hoped it would. I'm excited for it. I hope it's good, but compared to In the Heights, gotta go with In the Heights. But, guys, that is going to end it there. That'll be it for me answering the questions. Thank you so much for joining, tuning in, contributing to the conversation, having a bit of fun for a little over an hour and a half now. I've had a blast doing this with you guys, and I can't wait to keep doing more of these. Expect another one this Sunday, so stay tuned for that. But make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. There's a couple new faces in here that pop by throughout, so I hope you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Help the algorithm. Help me sort of repair from that YouTube purge, because I lost a few subscribers there, but ultimately I just want to build the community and have more of fun and good conversations with you guys. But stay tuned for a video coming soon of me ranking the Conjuring universe, as well as a lot of other good stuff coming soon. So until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.